Imagine waking up to the decade's most significant financial news. The first and only national license to issue a stablecoin backed by US dollars has been formally given to Ripple Labs by the US Federal Reserve. Furthermore, the license includes a requirement that all US institutions communicate with the digital dollar through Ripple's network and infrastructure. In this case, Ripple has supplanted the infrastructure itself in addition to becoming a member of the financial elite. In a sense, the XRP ledger would serve as the new financial infrastructure for the digital future of the US. This isn't just another crypto myth or science fiction. It is a scenario that is based on actual legislation, actual events, and actual momentum. The seeds are planted already. Plans to introduce its own stablecoin have been revealed by Ripple. Legislation pertaining to stablecoins is being discussed in the US Congress. Private stablecoins like USDC and USDT, as well as global CBDCs like China's digital yuan, are putting pressure on the Fed to move quickly. What if the answer was to completely outsource the creation of their own digital currency instead of creating it themselves? What if the infrastructure was already globally accessible, compliant, quick, and combat-tested? All of those criteria are met by the Ripple network, and we will examine this explosive prospect from all sides in this video. Let's begin with the hypothetical but all too real license, a document with the Federal Reserve seal that officially gives Ripple Labs Inc. the only authority to create and run a completely reserved stablecoin backed by US dollars. According to the license, Ripple's coin is the official digital dollar of the United States. The basic infrastructure, not merely a product. This type of fictitious certificate in a dramatization may appear to be a prop, yet it is based on realistic consequences given the way regulators are now operating. As a result, a regulatory mode is created, according to financial analysts. Ripple currently has the upper hand in a crowded ecosystem of stablecoin issuers, including Circle Paxos and traditional institutions experimenting with digital tokens. Not only governmental support and protection, but also legal approval. The focus has shifted from competition to control. Ripple has been selected as the winner by the Federal Reserve. The XRP ledger is the standard for digital currencies, much like Visa or SWIFT was once the industry standard for transactions. For the on-chain settlement of US dollars, all US banks, regional, national, digital, and legacy, must now use Ripple stablecoin. This is the opposite of regulatory capture. By giving Ripple the keys to the digital dollar, the government welcomes cryptocurrency innovation rather than suppressing it. There are serious repercussions. This entails retooling banks' infrastructure. It entails rebuilding on top of XRP for fintech companies. It implies war for rival stablecoin initiatives like USDC, USDT, and soon to be decentralized alternatives. What would motivate the Fed to take such a daring and divisive action? Just one word: urgency. The financial environment of the world is changing quickly. In terms of commerce, the BRICS countries, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, are publicly opposing the US dollar. Cross-border settlements are already using China's digital yuan, and US lawmakers are scrambling to create stablecoin legislation in order to regain control before it's too late. The pressure is mounting and the consequences of doing nothing are too high. Therefore, the Fed takes decisive action and grants the license to proceed quickly. Why use Ripple? Due to its compliance-first methodology. Ripple embraced regulation, but many cryptocurrency companies avoided it over the past 10 years. Their legal team had some triumphs in their arduous battle with the SEC. They established connections with worldwide governments, financial institutions, and regulators. More than 300 financial institutions across the world currently use RippleNet, their enterprise network. The XRPL is inexpensive, quick, scalable, and eco-friendly. For more than 10 years, it has operated without experiencing any outages. The choice to license Ripple has a significant ripple effect. Every financial app, neobank investment platform, and traditional bank is compelled to integrate with the Ripple stablecoin as soon as it is revealed. They have no other option. They have to go through this gate in order to access the digital dollar. There is an immediate adoption curve. Rather than years of steady expansion, Ripple becomes instantly ingrained in the financial fabric of the US economy. The real shockwave then follows. The value of XRP soars. The demand for XRP itself rises dramatically since the Ripple stablecoin is based on the XRP ledger and each transaction on XRPL needs XRP to move. It now serves as fuel for the US financial system and is not merely a speculative asset. XRP is now needed as gas for all bank transactions, payroll deposits, tax refunds, and merchant settlements. The XRP ledger requires XRP to function, same as Ethereum requires ETH. However, the entire banking industry is now compelled to engage with it rather than just NFT traders and DeFi degens. The outcome: the foundation of the American financial system is XRP, a high-value utility coin. Once fantastic price projections like N10 and $100 and now feel cautious. According to some forecasts, EXRP might hit $10 if monthly transaction volume surpasses trillions. This time, the government is requiring the currency to be used nationwide, not just for retail speculation or cryptocurrency hype. It should come as no surprise that competitors respond quickly and fiercely. The Circle issuer of USDC promptly sues the Fed, alleging monopolization and partiality. The U.S. government is accused by Tether's legal team of establishing an unequal playing field. The Fed's message is clear: security, compliance, and control currently trump decentralization, despite claims from crypto advocacy groups that the decision harms decentralization. The decision had been in the works for years. The foundation for this moment was created by Ripple's advocacy in Washington, internal stablecoin research, and pilot initiatives with central banks. Ripple was the only company prepared to go from theory to large-scale deployment when the legislative opportunity opened. The outcome was preparedness rather than partiality. The infrastructure was operational and ready. Ripple executives cautiously applaud the news in public announcements. The CEO thinks it is a privilege to back the renovation of the US dollar. They understand what this means in private, but it is a confirmation of our technology and vision. The US Mint's digital counterpart is now Ripple. They currently serve as the platform provider for on-chain, the most popular currency in the world. The announcement sends shockwaves around the world. As a neutral link between their digital currencies, central banks start looking at XRPL. Regulators in Europe wonder if comparable licensing actions ought to be taken into account. Developing countries are wondering if they can build on XRPL and completely avoid SEBOFT. One decision by the Federal Reserve gives Ripple the keys to the future, changing the geopolitical environment. What about the populace? At first, ordinary Americans aren't even aware of what's happening. The appearance of their bank apps has not changed. They continue to make direct deposits, but gradually things start to alter. Transfers happen instantly, fees disappear. Money moves all day and all night. Not only during business hours, the dollar can now be programmed. Conditional payments, digital wallets with spending limitations, and automatic tax withholding are all made possible by smart contracts. All of them are protected by the XRP ledger and run on a stablecoin produced by Ripple. I can't wait to see you again in the next video. Be careful.